It is Bayer Leverkusen then who kick off the new year with a victory. Let's get some reaction now. Here's Nathan Tella.
Shall we swim in that goal a little bit?
Can do.
So, talk me through it. The moment when it comes off your foot.
I caught it nice, and I was like, I hope this goes in. Otherwise, against good opposition like this, you only get one chance, and that was even a half chance. And I just knew that get on target and make the keeper work, and probably caught it better than I expected. And then I didn't even see whereabouts in the goal it went, but once I saw everyone, sort of running towards me, I knew I scored. So it's a nice feeling, but more importantly, to get the win is the most important thing.
I'll get to the win in a moment, but I do have to come to the celebration as well, because you were doing some sort of steering wheel with Jeremy Frimpong. What was that about?
I messed up. There's a trend on TikTok called Viking, and I got too excited because it might have been the best goal I've ever scored. So, yeah, but...
How did you mess up?
It's meant to be more knees, not just upper body, but, hopefully I get more goals so I can do it again.
Don't worry, Craig will do it for us later on in the show. He's all over the TikTok trend.
What was it called?
I can't remember. Bayer Leverkusen, they close the gap to 1 point. Let's get some reaction, shall we, to the game with Ken Ali.
Thanks, Dan. Yes, something had to give today. Borussia Dortmund with great home form this season. Bayer Leverkusen with the best away record. And it was Bayer Leverkusen who, as you saw, came out with the win. However, Ali Moreno is not too happy with Xabi Alonso's approach today.
No, look, far superior team. And I believe that Bayer Leverkusen proved over the first 20 minutes that even without having the ball, that they were going to create opportunities, and that Borussia Dortmund had so many issues defensively in terms of the absences because of this flu that is going around Borussia Dortmund, and you had key players in key positions missing, and most of those players were in the defensive half, and so you're in full control of the game. You're winning 3-1, and the decision by Xabi Alonso and Bayer Leverkusen to continue to take a step further back and further back and further back and just give all the initiative to Borussia Dortmund without Dortmund really doing something to push you back, not forcing you back because of their quality play. You just made the decision to forfeit the ball and say, yeah, here you go. You have the initiative. Eventually, Dortmund get a penalty. Whether it was a penalty or not, we can argue that all day long. But the truth of the matter is now 3-2 with a few minutes to go, and Bayer Leverkusen are hanging on unnecessarily. So because I thought that over the course of the game, had they continued to play the ball forward and take the possession into the attacking half and take all of their quality into the attacking half, I think they would have continued to expose some of the frailties that Borussia Dortmund had defensively.
And you mentioned those frailties. You mentioned that it wasn't a full team out today. However, in the pre-game, Muray told us that they would be playing on the front foot regardless. That is not what we saw in the opening stages of the game.
No. You tell us in the pregame, and I imagine this is why you're telling your team as well. No, listen, we're going to go on the attack because most of our most talented players are available, and those guys are in the attacking half. So you want to take the game into the attacking half, into the final third. And what do they do with the first sequence of plays as the game starts? They have the ball. It's their kickoff. They play the ball back and further back and sideways and back and further back and sideways and back and further back. And eventually you get yourself into trouble. You have some sort of desperate clearance from Jan Couto. That ball then falls into the path of Nathan Tella, and give him credit because it was one great finish. But if the approach is to play the ball forward and to be on the attack and to be on the front foot, you don't do that by playing every single pass in that sequence 20 seconds into the game, sideways and back, sideways and back, sideways and back. Things just don't match there. The message of the manager is different from what we saw on the field.
Leverkusen keeping that pressure on Bayern Munich, though.
And that's critically important. That, I think, it's what Xabi Alonso and Leverkusen need to continue to do. And so now Bayern Munich, they play Mönchengladbach tomorrow, and they have to be thinking, hey, these guys are only 1 point behind us. And Mönchengladbach is a team that we're very uncomfortable against. This is not a team that we usually beat. And this is not a team that we feel all that great playing against. It does create an additional layer of pressure for Bayern Munich, I should say. And Bayer Leverkusen, that's exactly what they want to do. Continue to win games. Doesn't matter how they go about winning those matches. In the end, 3 points is what counts. And in the end, they continue to put that pressure on Bayern Munich.